The 1992 cast of Wuthering Heights wasn't just iconic, it was unforgettable. But what happened after the credits rolled? One star turned a tragic on-set moment into an Oscar-worthy career, another's turbulent love life sparked tabloid scandals, and one actor's life took an unimaginable turn with a medical crisis that changed everything. Let's see where they are now. 32 years later. It's Ralph Fiennes, so you already know he nailed it. His Heathcliff is everything you want: passionate, dangerous, and absolutely unhinged. He even insisted on keeping the scene where Heathcliff bangs his head against a tree, pining for Kathy, and he went so hard that he drew blood. That's dedication. This role opened major doors for the actor, leading directly to his casting in Schindler's List. From there, the hits kept coming, from The English Patient to Harry Potter. Despite his incredible career, though, he's still missing an Oscar. Off-screen, Ralph Fiennes has been no stranger to scandal, from high-profile affairs to a now infamous incident involving a flight attendant in 2007. But professionally, he's unstoppable, with 4 movies having dropped in 2024. Juliette Binoche's Kathy perfectly matches Ralph Fiennes' intensity, making her a dramatic force on screen. She even doubled up, playing both Kathy Earnshaw and her daughter, Kathy Linton. While Uma Thurman reportedly auditioned for the role, Binoche made it her own, and her chemistry with Fiennes carried over into The English Patient, 1996, where she won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress. In 2024, she's starring in The Return, another reunion with Fiennes, and a series about Coco Chanel called The New Look, where she plays Chanel herself. Personally, Binoche has kept her private life just as intriguing, famously turning down 4 marriage proposals. She raises 2 children on her own. Edgar is often treated as the other guy in Kathy and Heathcliff's love story, and Simon Shepherd plays him well enough, though his character feels more like an obstacle than a true rival. After Wuthering Heights, Shepherd found success on British television, most notably in Peak Practice. While he's stayed active in theater, with performances in plays like Art, 2018, he's been quieter on screen recently, with no major roles in 2024. Off-screen, Shepherd has been married to costume designer Alexandra Byrne since 1980. And they have 4 children. Let's be honest, this is probably one of the most inactive Isabellas in any Wuthering Heights adaptation. Sophie Ward's performance feels underutilized, partly because the director barely gave her any screen time. After Wuthering Heights, Sophie Ward stayed active in British television and film, with notable recent appearances in a very British scandal. She also ventured into writing, publishing her debut novel, Love and Other Thought Experiments, in 2020. Ward's personal life has been just as eventful. After marrying veterinary surgeon Paul Hobson in 1988 and having 2 sons, she came out as a lesbian in 1996, divorced Hobson, and later married poet Rena Brannon in 2014. Jeremy Northam's Hindley is another character who doesn't get much to do in this adaptation. His arc is small, smaller than Isabella's even. But outside of Wuthering Heights, Northam carved out an impressive career in period dramas, appearing in Emma, An Ideal Husband, Gosford Park, The Winslow Boy, and Enigma. On TV, he's known for his portrayal of Thomas More in The Tudors and Anthony Eden in The Crown. Despite often playing upper-class characters, Northam once said, "Because of the parts I've played, people probably think I'm a toff, a public school boy, and a conservative voter, none of which I am." Northam married makeup artist Liz Moreau in 2005, but the marriage later ended in divorce. Frances Earnshaw's storyline is short, but memorable. A moment of canoodling, a pregnancy, and then a tragic exit in one of the most horrific childbirth scenes ever filmed. Outside of Wuthering Heights, Janine Wood's career is relatively low profile, with over 30 roles in film and TV. Her last notable credit was in the crime drama Innocent, 2021. Since then, she seems to have stepped back from the spotlight entirely. Janet McTeer brought strength and personality to Nellie Dean, making her one of the standout portrayals of the character. Sure, she may have been a little too old for the first-generation story, but her no-nonsense demeanor was exactly what you'd expect from someone holding things together at Wuthering Heights and Thrushcross Grange. Since then, McTeer has built an impressive career, earning an Academy Award nomination for Tumbleweeds, 1999, and a Tony Award for A Doll's House. In 2024, she starred in Netflix's Chaos, and she's set to appear alongside Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning in 2025. Off-screen, she's been married to poet and fashion consultant Joseph Coleman since 2010. Riddington's career kicked off with Wuthering Heights, before moving on to major television roles, including Casualty, Inspector Morse, Luther, and EastEnders. On stage, he's taken on iconic roles like Hamlet and Macbeth, and starred in 12 Angry Men alongside Martin Shaw and Robert Vaughn. Riddington's personal journey has been equally remarkable. In 2021, he survived a life-threatening subarachnoid hemorrhage and underwent 4 brain surgeries. Since then, he's focused on recovery, teaching, and writing. He even penned the story for the award-winning short film Motherland, now streaming on Amazon Prime. He lives in the Buckinghamshire countryside with his wife, Faye, and a house full of animals. Jonathan Firth's Linton Heathcliff brought just the right mix of snobbery and condescension to the role. Unlike the usual timid portrayals of Linton, Firth leaned into his character's sharper edges, giving him a bit more bite. The younger brother of Colin Firth, Jonathan has carved out his own space in British drama, with standout roles in Middlemarch, Far from the Madding Crowd, and Victoria and Albert. While he's not as famous as his Oscar-winning sibling, his talent speaks for itself. His last TV appearance was in Anatomy of a Scandal, 2022, but he's kept a much lower profile when it comes to his personal life.